Oh fuck! Everything shifted.
Oh no!
It's okay.
Oh no!
Crap!
Oh,
I know.
ruined.
It shifted. Wait, I don't even have my video on. Oh no!
Yeah, it's because I had you on the left.
Oh shoot!
And now we got patches
Everything's
dead.
just completely.
The patches.
What
dead.
What if Major leaves and I stay in? Will it?
I think you have to start the call, maybe.
No. I'm
is
just
that
gonna.
how-
I could just move things. I have the
Oh, you can.
technology.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I didn't want to make you do effort.
I mean, spent the past
feel
2 hours
like-
drawing. You know,
True. I saw some of it. It was pretty good stuff.
that's all we could. Where is? Oh, you know what? I still have you right clicked on your volume. That's why it's putting a bar over your face. There we go.
Dude, I paid an artist $250 to redo my logo better, and
Why?
it was so shit that I didn't take it. Lady, yours is better than what I paid this
Feel
guy.
free to use mine.
I feel like I can't change at this point, but like
No,
I
no,
literally
you're
like
fine.
did commission and everything, and it would like ended up so bad. I was like, you know what? I paid the
took
dude, but
2
it was
hours.
shit.
Yeah, you
Just an
paid him,
hour
said
and paint
thank
on
you.
I did,
I
yeah.
gave you a big anime eye. Your
I
kawaii.
love it.
Yeah,
It looks good.
good. I'm glad I could please. So if I move you, you're there, and then there. Perfect. Oh, the power of spacebar. We've done it. Easy peasy.
Incredible.
Beautiful.
Wow. It's
That
just-
Razer is good.
You like
The
it?
Razer headset. Yeah, that's high quality.
Super high quality. The highest of
I don't even have a
qualities.
Razer headset.
You don't? It was green.
It's Audio Technica.
Oh, but it was green, right?
No,
Oh,
it was never green.
oh wow. Well, in
Oh,
my
it is
mind, it was,
now. I'm gonna go buy a green Razer headset.
I had a
after this
Razer.
podcast,
I think it
but-
was called a Black Shark. Maybe it was the Kraken I had for forever. Because I got one like 15 years ago. Whenever Crip got his, and that was like a cool thing to have. And it was also just there wasn't really much in the way of headsets back then. It was like that, or if you played on console, you had Turtle Beach, and that was the extent of
Turtle Beach.
okay.
that was the extent of the headset meta. So everyone had, the green. It was like green equals Razer. And that was that. Easy peasy. We've just been here hanging out for like 2.5 hours. I was just drawing. I was playing RuneScape in the background and then looking at my tree, and I had it set up for, I wanted to do a ritualist because I want to play wyvern and I want to do fire stuff.
Oh, okay.
And ritualist, it's just there's so many fucking travel nodes to get over. Like, it's pretty brutal. And I know there's better things. We just did another tree that was Titan, and it's like strictly better and 20 less points. So
Why ritualist? What, for the ring slots?
here's my thought process
the
was rings can have ignite magnitude and like ignite stuff, whatever. And it's like
Right.
more rings, more better. And then you get +1 ring, and then getting the thing that says the increased bonus to rings and amulets 25%, right? If you have 4 pieces of jewelry, at 25% times 4, that's like you have another ring. So it's like you're at 4 rings now. And then that's it. I've won. The rest is history.
Now- Go for it, Major.
Oh no! He's obviously won. I don't want to get in his way.
I'm pretty. Here you go. What, Lighty? You were supposed to take shots for saying negative things. I'm going to say something negative. I think everybody's too hyped on this wyvern.
Yeah.
Did you see the turn speed on that breath attack?
Oh yeah.
Did you see? That's like. Do you guys play? Did you ever play Dota 2, like Bat Rider
Yep.
napalming?
Yep.
That it looked like that level of turn speed. So I was like, I don't know why people think it's going to work out. But a lot of people are betting on the Wyvern Fire build.
I think it's just the numbers. I think it's a numbers thing. When you see,
Crazy.
so just 2 things, and then after this, I'm gonna go make margaritas and come back in 2 minutes. But it's it's the fact that it has the ignites it does stacks, they can stack up to a degree, and then the fact that it has 750% more ignite magnitude, I think is just like an outrageous number. Not to mention the attack speed multiplier on it is 800%, but that, to your point, I don't attack speed in PoE2 is such a misnomer because sometimes it just means like the ramp speed or the speed in which you begin an animation. Kind of like how in PoE one heist things, you can have job speed on something like Tulina's or Gianna, and all it really does is it increases the time that it initiates the animation, not the actual animation speed.
Right. Yes.
So which is the concern is that like I can jump in the air super fast, but then I'm just stuck there breathing slowly.
That. I'm just worried how that'll play out, And a question, because I'm not the biggest like just math numbers guy. The magnitude, the ailments in PoE2, they scale based on the damage of the hit, right? So this means you can do it like a tiny hit, but the ignite strength is going to be ridiculous,
higher than normal.
Right. So you could do like it's really easy to scale fast. Essentially, like you don't need a bunch of gear to make it.
Which I think is
crazy.
why it has a ridiculous channel cost of tons of mana, tons of rage, and also has a 6-second cooldown that doesn't start until the skill is done, and like it's going to be probably pretty jank, but if it's like one of those things where you do a huge burst of damage, then just run around for 6 seconds, that's kind of okay with that, because that's like a lot of builds in PoE2 do already kind of have that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, 6 seconds isn't as long of a time in PoE2 compared to PoE1, right? Like,
no, and you can get some CDR if I go tight enough path out of it, but there is like 15% in between the warrior and the huntress area. There's a little bit more some other places. But yeah, it's like I don't know. Just I'm not going to play a dragon when they're adding a dragon,
right?
Since the game historically has been so anti-dragon. There was like even interview posts going back 15 years of Chris saying we don't want dragons in our game as a point. And then of course they added. Man. Well, that was also then the irony was not only the Delph, but they added the Dragon Hunter MTX, and it's like, what are they hunting if there's no dragons?
There's a Dragon Hunter MTX.
There's a Dragon Hunter Herald effect. There was
but it was like a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, which is always so strange because it's like there's no dragons. Okay, I'm gonna go make margarita. You guys talk about like.
Oh, he was a successful dragon hunter. I think might have been the problem.
Right. Okay, there you go. Okay. Was it around like the China launch? I don't know. Maybe it was like I know Chinese cosmetics. A lot of the time it's like dragon related. Maybe that's what it was.
I don't know what it was. It was a while back because I remember. I think it might have been in the store when I started playing PoE, but I'm not even sure because I was kind of late to the PoE.
When did you start?
Like 22, I think, was when I started going kind of hard on PoE1.
Okay, so you were later than me. I thought I was late. I started playing in 2018.
Yeah, I was late.
Okay.
Well, I like dipped my toes in a couple times, but I didn't like fall in love with it and like played a little bit and I was like, whatever, and then moved on. I think it was like my third time actually playing PoE that I like sat down and actually learned it a little bit and then realized how amazing it was.
Interesting. The first time I tried it, I rage quit Diablo 3. Like I was playing it kind of for the story because I don't know, my wife was up north and I had never played D3. I loved D2 when I was a kid, so I kind of just bought it and installed it on a dime, was going through like kind of just zooming through on the Crusader, no problem. And I got to Act 3 and the story pissed me off so much. It's when you're interacting with Asmodan and he's doing the here's my evil plan and I was like, this is ridiculous. This is not the Diablo I remember playing. What is this? So I looked up like literally games like Diablo, PoE popped up. I downloaded it that night. It was free to play. I popped in, like played for a couple minutes. I was like, this is an interesting game. And the next night I went to school, went to college, got back home at like 7 p.m. Started up PoE and I looked at the clock and it was 6 a.m. and that had never happened to me. I just played for like the entire night on my Witch, just like never happened before in a game. So that it had me. Yeah, it had me hooked. That was Blight too, and I didn't know anything. I went in blind. I made a terrible rolling magma elementalist. I didn't even know about Ascension. I was like so shocked when it happened. Oh, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, my first build was pretty horrible. I remember because like I said, I tried to play it once or twice, and at that point I had fallen off on ARPGs. Like the last one I played Diablo really hard when I was younger, and then or Diablo 2, and then I played Diablo 3 when it came out, but I think at that time I didn't even have a PC in my life. I went through a phase where I didn't even have one, so I'm pretty sure I played on console originally. I think I played it again when I got a PC. But it wasn't like D2, you know. I didn't just like go hard on it. I played the campaign, I enjoyed it, you know, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And then when I ended up playing oh my god,
dude, I have NyQuil. You guys, I hate you. I hate you guys. I was literally
dude, okay. I have a Mike's Hard Lemonade. Okay, I'm not even a drinker, so
I have to get the mute button on. Oh crap, God.
And he's dying, chat.
My whole family literally got sick. We've been sick like the past week, and of course, I'm catching it starting Sunday. I started like getting sick and ramping up to League start. So I just know, like right now, I took my
not be absolutely the worst on Friday.
Dude, I feel that is 4 months ago to the day. That's the last time I got sick. It was during League start for 30 days. And
they're not gonna believe you if you keep that.
Well, it was it's weekend. Like I booked time off. Like I took PTO already. So like, but I ended up working because I was supposed to do some family stuff in the weekend. And I was like 102 fever, literally delirious. So I just streamed all day and just played. Worked out.
I hate being sick, man.
Oh, especially when like the whole family's sick. It's the worst. Oh. It just spreads. It's like super spreading.
Super spreader.
Yeah, because like one person will get better.
Yeah, it keeps going through.
Yes, it's the cycle. I stopped getting sick, you know, after I moved out of my parents' house and everything. Interesting. And then when we had
roommates
kids,
that used to have kids that would get us sick all the time.
Yep. And now my kids, they just bring the sickness in, and when they get sick, it always hits me. So.
Yeah, luckily my dog really doesn't get sick. He doesn't go out a lot though.
I'm back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
that's a
massive picture down.
Yeah, I see.
That's crazy. I just have 2 NyQuil in me, so
huge.
Well, this is just picture number 1. You know,
gotta
work through pictures 2 and 3. Margarita. What I miss? Everyone, game solved. Everyone's talking about everything.
Yeah, we already figured out best builds in the league.
Oh fuck. What are you guys starting? Did you mention that?
Not yet.
Do you know? Is it a secret?
Oh, dude, yeah, because people are gonna copy my League Star build.
I mean, I'm about to write it down.
I'm gonna do what I told you. I'm gonna go vibes druid. I'm gonna try the bear. I haven't watched Ziggity's video, but everybody's freaking out saying GGG did not show it justice in the showcase. No. It actually looks way better when Ziggity's playing it and everything, which does sound exciting. I was going to play bear regardless. I feel like I'm going to gravitate toward like a wolf build though, because I played monk to 95 in 0.1 and 0.3. And that just felt so, you know, smooth and impactful to me. So bear into wolf, most likely.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you, Major?
I'm going full fire bear god.
Whoa.
The second I saw the original video with the bear just like stampeding and the meteors flying out of the sky, I had to have it. And I wanted to do something with Ancestral Cry all league, but you know, red life bad. So I just haven't. And I see this as my opportunity to do that. So I'm just gonna go. I'm going shaman. Okay. I'm just going all in. Yeah, I'm going all in. I'm going shaman. I'm going bear form. The Ziggity video was amazing, by the way. Really good. Yeah. Yes.
Now,
yes. It was like watching if you had your kid play a bear druid And then then you let like someone that knew how to play the game play it. Like, and it's just because it's like I said on stream, it's like they're trying to showcase like the animations and all this stuff that looks amazing. But like gamers want to see gamers, right? And like so they don't it's you see that and you're like, he just did 12 damage. What?
Yeah, it's odd.
It's strange.
I don't know. It's like they keep having the same mistakes, What Jonathan and Mark, they both said, oh, we're gonna have endgame builds out, sometime this week. And then I think Jonathan said, well, we actually haven't found many viable endgame builds yet. Like we realized some stuff is just not working in endgame, like the wolf minions are apparently just dying super fast and everything. I feel like they're working up until the wire with the druid here. And I want to remind everybody, the Huntress video from Ziggy D, I went back and I looked at the comments of that video. Everybody was saying, Huntress is busted. Huntress looks amazing. So powerful. Yeah. Exact same thing. So we remember Dawn of the Hunt. That was
yeah. Well, I think you just sometimes get caught up in the hype too, right? Because I mean, I did a league start with crossbow today with fragnades, and I mean, I killed it just as fast as Ziggy D in bear form, So it's like sometimes, obviously some things perform better than others, but some of it's hype. But I mean, it was a lot better.
Do you guys care about performance a lot, or do you just kind of go what like feels
like
good and is fun to you?
Technical performance or like efficient build performance?
Like I need to kill the Act 1 boss in 10 seconds.
Crazy stuff.
Do you need to race as fast as possible to the end game? Because that doesn't matter to me.
I'm playing solo self-hunt also, so I'm not competing with anybody. If you're in trade, there's like a measurable edge to getting to XYZ faster, just so you could like capitalize on stuff. But from solo self-hunt perspective, there's no compare syndrome that, to be fair, plagues this game quite hard. Like there's a lot of that. And it gets even worse, obviously, just from like, amount of time clocked. So like you get that in SSF where it's like, oh, he's this far and we're both playing the same build. I'm shit, which is like, no, I'm just playing more. It's not really
right.
Like technically, I don't think either PoE technically is very difficult. Mechanically, it's not that difficult. You could just build a character to face tank everything 10 times over. So it's just like choice game knowledge than just applying a random time constraint to it. I mean, sure, that's when you get like races and it's like this guy does more in 24 hours than you do. But that you could also just have someone feed you information effectively and you could route the exact same way, like you're doing the exact same stuff. It's just that guy, popped a couple Adderall and hasn't slept in 4 days. That's the real difference. But no, I just
that's what I like about HCSSF, because I don't have to worry about comparison usually, right? Like,
sure. Except the fact that you're dead and your friends aren't. That's one thing in hardcore, but that's not for bad.
I mean, that's just hardcore. Yeah, that's hardcore. That's that's how it is. That's the fun of hardcore.
But like,
I went into Act 4 blind last league. It was great.
Time to beat a boss. It's just like a personal measure of, kind of, this is taking way too fucking long. Like that, there's been some times in PoE 1 where I'll be fighting like a Maven on a league start build that I know didn't have single target, and it's even worse than I thought. And I'm on, 20 minutes into this fight, and I'm like, this is too much. And I've done that. I've done some Mavens have taken 40 minutes where I have 200k single target. Yeah, with a build that just does not work because I've, forced something I shouldn't have way too early. But
40-minute Maven, nice.
So things like that have happened,
bro.
I had that once, and I think it was Kalandra.
Yeah,
or I had that with the Infinite Hunger. I was doing some crap self-cast Blazing Salvo Inquisitor. Yeah. Oh my god, that was hell. That was probably
you do that once, then you're like, all right, never again. I mean, and realistically, it's like clear. Like acceptable clear, you could shoehorn into every build in both games, kind of. Like even just running a Herald in PoE 2 or having an amount of explosions aren't as good. Like having any amount of, little nugget of AoE is good enough. And it's way more important to have single target because you're not really going to feel the pain points too much of clearing AoE, even like in the earlier PoE 2 days of like mace striking, like having an amount of splash was like, all right, this is adequate.
Yeah.
But it's like the single target is where you really, really feel it, because that's I mean, not that you're not dying to a pack of white mobs anymore, like as much, but it's like you never really feel that. It just doesn't feel like it's a stress point.
Yeah.
So the river hag shows up.
Or those falling Goliaths. I swear I died to those pretty consistently. Did Major, I think you played until the end of the league. Lighty, did you play 0-3-1 at all? Because, dude, I don't think people are expecting how real what you're saying is. They buffed bosses in maps tremendously, and I don't think people are going to be ready for that. They're way tankier.
I played a little bit this current patch because I couldn't technically play. Like I got to Waystones day 2. I was 70 something, and then the game would not get past like 5 FPS, and I was like rubber banding.
Oh my god!
And it was flawless performance wise up until Waystones, and I was like, okay, so I guess that's that. But I had no problem. Like I had 0 deaths. I wasn't in hardcore, but I just didn't have any deaths, and it was really quite easy. But I really can't speak to the boss life. It just didn't have any problems until that point, though.
Yeah. Oh, they buffed it in like a month and a half in to the league into 0-3. So I think a bunch of people are going to be expecting what it was in 0-1, 0-2, and the first month and a half.
For the campaign bosses or just
no, just maps.
That's fine.
Campaign bosses are freaking jokes, dude. Like in my opinion,
I will say was it Epilogue?
There's only a couple dangerous ones.
The Epilogue 2 Sand guy,
Asmati?
Yeah, that they nerfed. Like they nerfed him like an hour after I finished killing him, like in real time. He was a bit absurd. He was auto attacking for like 1.5k. And I was like, all right, something's up here.
I had him kill a 6k life character.
Yeah. What?
And yeah. No, he was
in campaign or in
campaign,
maps?
Brother.
What?
He was pretty wild. I didn't die to him, but it was just I came infinitely close many times.
He does. So what happened to me was I didn't know. I went in blind and I didn't know what I was getting into, and I don't remember. I think it might have been the first time I fought. I don't remember. Anyway, I was pretty strong on HP, and I was like not that worried about it. And did the purple sword thing.
Yeah.
And I was like on the outside of the ring. What I learned to do is be in the inside of the ring because that's an easy dodge. On the outside of the ring, he'll hit you with every hit, and he'll hit you with every step, and each one is like 2k almost.
Yeah.
Like it was massive. I think that might have been pre-nerf, but yeah, no, it decimated me.
They nerfed him by like 30 to 40% within a day or two. Like it was a substantial amount. And it's like, oh wow.
Well, he killed me and Yama killed me on my playthrough. I died to Yama first.
Oh, the little monkey.
Because I died to Yama. Yeah, I died. Well, because Yama bugged. He did 2 moves at the exact same time. That was amazing. He did the one where he goes up on the pillars, right? So you have to run around the pillars and make him jump off. So I was going around the right side, and as I'm coming from the right side and crossing the left, the monkeys are jumping off behind me, right? And just as I make a couple steps into the left side to start triggering those monkeys, he does his second move where he teleports me back to the middle.
Oh, that one,
yeah. But the problem is, because he teleports you back to the middle, that's where the monkeys from the right side were still jumping off to.
I just thought that was a soft enrage.
Teleported me back. He teleported me backwards into his fucking monkeys jumping off with chaos damage, and I got deleted.
Man, I feel like I am left out. I played Hollow Palm Technique, just vibing my own build. I didn't do like any boss mechanics in Act 4.
Yeah,
Yama was just a joke. So I really hope that this.
I had no damage. I had no damage at all. But I was super tank. I was reaping. I was just right clicking. I was basically just cleaving. So just sitting there auto attacking.
Worse than me.
Yeah, but I was very tanky, and I had like 12 or 13% life regen, which was enough that I just wasn't. Plus the blood mage remnant stuff. I was like, I think I had 3k life at least or something, and I was just super tanky. I just sat there auto attacking until 75.
Wow.
I tried infusions because Mark said it was going to be amazing.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had every button on my bar filled by the end of it, and I had to click them all.
The ultimate FUE2 experience.
I think that's such a. I think it's an L mechanic. The infusions and the remnants. Okay, because I did Acolyte of Chayula. Oh my goodness! Like it's like, okay, so to get your damage, you have to stop attacking the boss, and you have to run over and collect these little coins, and then you got to run back. Not a fan.
I thought that would have been fine if they made it so as you progressed your character, either you had like a larger pickup radius, or they started auto triggering, kind of like because they fixed the Blood Mage with that same problem.
Like a vacuum toward you or something?
Yeah, because the Blood Mage had the same thing where you had to run around to the pixel on top of the remnants to get them. And then now it's like super vacuum auto pickup fun time. It's like not a concern at all. And you have to think about it. Like it's like a lot of this builder spender kind of combo stuff is it's not really like a problem for the first 60 levels, but like after that it really starts to drain.
Yeah. It's horrible. Yeah. Well, the fusion stuff is just like I feel like they took the original spell, they like cut it in half, right? Gave you the other half back by picking up infusions. But if you're going to do that, not only did I lose all that and have to do this to get it back, but now I'm going to spec 2 to 4 points in my Ascendancy for it. I'm going to put 10 points in my passive tree, 15 points in my passive tree. Yep. And 3 of my skills are going to have support gems about picking them up as well. And like, I have so much invested just to be able to pick up this stuff off the ground to make the spell do the damage it did before we did like Fireball, right? Fireball used to shoot out and then it would explode with the volleys automatically. Now you have to pick up a remnant to make that happen. So it's like they arguably made the spells worse that no one was using. They arguably made those worse and then made them more complicated and harder to use to get the same results basically they had before.
Yep.
Game's ruined. That's it. They're packing up.
I mean, infusions aren't it, I think.
I tried playing Sork through the campaign and it already felt like a really big pain. Like it didn't feel fluid at all. I feel like they nailed, in my opinion, like the monk and its set of skills.
The bone skills were very strong while leveling.
Bone skills are fun. See, like just the feels of them are great, but the other things I've tried out so far have been misses for me. I've always gravitated back toward the monk.
Well, fire is like they did this. Fire was already having struggles, and then they do this flammability thing, and now it's like I can't even light stuff on fire. It literally, like Radiant Grief, a helmet that lights things on fire around you doesn't light stuff on fire anymore because of flammability.
So the inherent trade-off was like I guess they made it so the flame skills, fire skills, they have the flammability mechanic where you reach a threshold and then it ignites stuff, and that's supposed to be inherent to the skills because fire has no inherent CC. Was that from the wiki? That's like what it's described as.
But log into a Sork, grab Firewall, run out a Clear Fell, and throw it down on the ground and watch it do 0 damage as you have to circle it to try to keep the enemies standing in it so they hopefully catch on fire after.
That's the amount of mag. Once you reach a certain breakpoint, then things ignite and that does a lot of damage. But if you're saying until they reach that threshold, it just doesn't do anything.
It's not, yeah. It just feels bad.
That'll be me Friday. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think if you're doing full fire everything, right? Maybe you're
45 nodes in my tree not have the word fire in them.
Right. Right, exactly. So at that point you have enough investment. It's like
that's the idea.
The fact of the matter is, like I said, there's several things that just don't work now because of flammability, right? Like Firewall at low level, Radiant Grief at any level. Well, I think it probably works at like level 16 because Radiant Grief ignites everyone around you as if it's done 100 fire damage. So what that does when you go to maps is it puts 1% flammability on everyone and it just stays at 1%.
Things like, if you guys use the explosive spear, because I was planning on maybe using that to start. But that's
I have never used explosive spear.
It does fire damage, but it's the detonation thing, which it says creates ignited ground.
Yeah. I was having a lot of fun with that in 0.2. That first day where I was having a blast until Jamadra. I was using that and it was pretty fun.
So I'm not going to get to level with wyvern stuff, really, seemingly, right?
Do we even know when it unlocks? Like, I haven't watched the Ziggy video, so
do we know what?
When it like unlocks? I know we're gonna get bear and wolf
quite
almost
low
instantly.
Level. Quite low level.
It's level 3 gem. Yeah, it's a level 3 gem. It looks like for the first wyvern ability. Sorry.
Oh wow, so that's
I think if you're gonna try and play wyvern right out the gate, it looks like right now, just based off of what I've seen, it's probably going to be the rolling magma. Sorry, my dog was. It's probably going to be the rolling magma with like multi-proj, and then you put down a volcano, And apparently, the rolling magma, if it hits the volcano, shoots the projectiles out as well.
So what is the
So it
rolling
might be like,
magma? Because that's not. Is that a wyvern
it's like,
specific thing?
yeah. It's just like Pee-wee 1.
Yeah.
Like
I don't because that's
the
not on the
rolling
that's
magma.
not
I
on
think it's
the
rolling
that's
magma
not on the
in Pee-wee 1,
PoE
right?
2 launch page for the thing. Because I think that only has
No.
It's in
the
the
four.
video.
Okay.
Yes.
The reveal.
It's a good
Yeah,
thing
so
all
it
this
looks like-
information's in one central location for me to look at.
It
Really
looks like
great.
you're probably gonna just like run around with that if you can scale it right, and then use that for clear, and then put like volcanoes down with that for bossing at
Yeah,
least low
'cause
level.
it looks like the oil's at level 30 something, and then flame breath is 50 something, which is brutal. That's so high level.
Yeah, no, I think you're just doing the magma. Out
That's
the
okay.
gate
I don't
and
think
then
it's going
running
to
that for a
change
while.
my tree. I mean, or anything. Seemingly not.
Did Major? I'm on the NyQuil. So did you
It's
say
okay, bro.
are you starting the shaman, or are you doing like a
Yes.
warrior with the
No,
Titan?
I'm starting shaman.
No?
I
You're
play
starting
too
shaman.
much.
Okay.
Yeah, I play too much. Like I it's a new class. I have to start it, right? And
Okay.
how often
I mean,
are you going to
same.
get the league
Yeah.
start a brand new class as well?
Yeah.
You know, like
Right.
when the game comes out, we'll never get the opportunity again,
Very true.
in theory. So
Well, you will when
yeah,
they start selling classes like Last Epic.
Oh my God.
Stop. The AI overlords are going to hear you. Chill.
Sorry. I want our Lord and Savior Winnie the Pooh to hear me from afar.
Yeah, no, I was charting it out today because I watched Ziggity's videos. So I'm going to be basically, it looks like you can just you can generate rage really easy with swipe and run it right into the slam ability the bears have. You can boost that really easily, and that looks like it plays really well. And then the volcanoes, when you slam them, they explode with fissures, but then your bear slam puts out jagged ground, which shockwave totem blows up. So I think for bossing, I'm just going to run in, put down a volcano and a shockwave totem with duration supports on them, and then bear slam the
Just let
hell
them
out of
pulse.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yep, just
you
bear
are,
slam it.
You are exciting me so much right now.
What is there was one of them has like a the skin that makes them look like the Exarch.
It's a ancestral cry, right?
Something like
Yes.
that.
It's ancestral cry.
Yep.
That's exactly what I'm doing it, because that's the one that turns you into calm.
Yes.
As a with mace or whatever, right? So it's going to turn you into like a bear god version.
Yep.
And then walking
So
calamity. Yeah, walking calamity is the like
That's the big level
rain
one. Yeah.
fire. Yeah, like rains fire as you move. So that looks really crazy. And then shaman has a similar ability called apocalypse, I believe it is.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, can I use just both of those with bear god form, like all at the same time? We're gonna see.
And you can also use that new support gem that makes like storms follow you, so you could have
Move, yeah.
another storm coming
Mhm.
around, dude. Yep. There you go.
I do like that.
It's like
I'm
righteous
excited.
fire.
There's so many
but
added
in bear.
keywords to so many classes. It's like God bless that they just like speaking of Last Epic, they PoE 2 pretty much has the copy paste glossary, which is I think the best, like the non-arguably best form of ARPG glossaries is that version where it's like every single keyword, click them, open up more keywords. Just you could learn as much as you want
For days.
Yep.
And there's
I
just
actually use
Great.
that.
they really embrace it in PoE 2 because every single class, every single skill is just some other thing. Like the bears talking about building glory, like it's just not present in anything else. All these skill gems just have their own little verbiage, which is it's just so much. There's so many words.
There's a lot too, especially I kind of thought one of the things they were trying to do is scale some of that back a little bit as far as complications go. But then, circling back to flammability, it's like, okay, now we've added a thing where, again, it doesn't light on fire unless you scale this other
Ignite,
thing.
flammability,
Right.
magnitude, flame archon,
It's
exposure.
like, bro, how about I hit the fire thing and that guy gets lit on fire and I'm like, woohoo.
Most of that's though, as much as they try to make things builder spenders, there's so many avenues to automate. And it's like, not a single one of these things am I going to be pushing, really. Like maybe dropping the volcanoes for the cremation style meteors, but it's like the Archon you get on tree, just on, was it on kill? No, it's Archon when you ignite. So that's just happening.
And they made it to where it's like all the Archons rolled into one now, right? And wasn't that in the patch notes something?
Possibly.
Some kind of change
I don't have the new
Archons,
tree,
I
so I
think?
don't know about that, but
Wow, you were not lying, Lighty. Holy crap. You're
traveling?
traveling all the, yeah, dude.
This is actually the easier one. The other one,
It's like a PoE 1 build.
the other one
It's like
is
he's going
even
for
crazier.
it's like he's going for frenzy charges
Well,
on a,
you know, it's like I'm never not going to build narrow and deep because I feel like it almost always works best. Where I want to do one or two things and I want to just excel at those things. So for this, it's like I want rage because all that stuff is an attack, which I didn't think that the flame breath was going to be an attack, but I mean,
well, just keep in mind the section that they're going to be redoing. I have a feeling we'll get like some rage in there, some
because the bear stuff.
Yes,
there's already 4 rage clusters, and 3 of them are pretty good. The one that says
they might move those too. We don't know.
I hope they move them farther left. The one that says rage when hit, I'm very not interested in because I don't want to be getting hit, to be honest. But all the other rage stuff is great. And then just fire.
That was more armor instead of increase. That would be such a good node.
It would be crazy. I think it's still probably a pick for a bear. I mean, if you're going to have max rage always, whatever that would be, you know, it's definitely a good amount.
Well, that's the hope. I want to be able to just stampede 24/7.
So yeah, because you're going to basically have what is the equivalent of, what is it called? Oh man, it doesn't exist anymore in PvP1. It's the timeless jewel thing.
The timeless jewel. Well, we have. I mean, where they're putting those in, we have what, one gem now that has the numbers on it.
Yeah, the one that says you don't have mana and your rage is mana and you spend rage for skills. That whole thing.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a pretty cool thing. Pretty nifty. Yeah, I mean, rage is. I definitely like the idea of rage. I mean, they've updated rage in both games a few times now.
I've used rage on quite a few builds, and it always ends up doing pretty well for me.
Well, you could just in some of the spots, you could just spend 4 points and then you just got rage.
You don't have to do much. Yeah, you don't have to do much. It's a nice little damage because I play a lot of off meta weirdness, so it's like anything I can squeeze a little more damage into.
It's like days or the blind equivalent. Like if you have a fast attacking build and you have 10% days or 10% blind, it's like it goes a long way. I mean, just
yeah, I went really hard with a blind build with Hollow Palm this league, and that's there's a lot of decent nodes for blind, like damage increase, crit against blinded targets, increase blind effects, stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think in the patch notes you guys are extra excited for. It's like not a new thing, but an updated thing.
Uniques.
Uniques are good. I like uniques.
Uniques are getting massive updates.
Are they
the spell ones are still.
Here? Is that guy still at the end of the epilogue?
Which one?
The nameless here.
Yeah, he's in the interlude. What, interlude 3?
Yeah, I think it's the
nice
place.
Yeah, the last interlude on the mountain pass.
Yeah,
2 guys in our Discord got 2 different guys got on 2 different characters, Astromantises and Headhunters off of them.
Wow,
I've yet to get anything good off of him.
Me neither.
It's same, yeah. Be cool to get that though. Be a big fan.
I got Mjolnir off of him in maps, the Moment of Zen last league. Actually got 2 of them last league. I had 1 drop and then I got 1 off Moment of Zen. That was crazy on SSF.
Bigly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for some of the Ascendancy changes. I might actually try like a 2nd or 3rd character this league, aside from my my Druid start. They actually significantly buffed quite a few Ascendancies.
Almost everything, right?
I know. Yeah. After the Ascendancies and the Uniques. After people have kind of been pounding that drum for months now, saying, guys, please buff these, change these for the love of God. They went in. So
the Deadeye nerf is like, to me, not even that much, dude. Like I don't know. I've played multiple builds on that side of the tree, stacking like evasion ES with no Deadeye Ascendancy and tankiest builds in the game currently, in my opinion, especially with deflection being added now.
Yeah.
And so they lost tankiness that I arguably might not have even needed, but they've gained a actual like Mirage Archer, right?
Yeah,
which
right. That new
I think is going to be pretty strong.
Yeah.
Because it's activated on attack, not like some weird dodge roll nonsense, right? Because the dodge roll one right now that you can get for Spirit, if you dodge roll and then it activates and he does his thing, when he disappears, it puts you on a 6-second timer, I think it is. And you can't dodge roll for 6 seconds. If you dodge roll during the timer, it resets it. So it's like basically when I used it on one build, I just would save it for bossing, and then I would dodge roll, like setting up the boss fight, and then try not to dodge roll during it so I could get them back out.
Yeah.
If I needed, more than one of them or whatever. So the fact that it just pops, it procs off of attacks, I think is going to be really strong.
Lighty, you said you're also playing Ritualist.
Yeah.
Do you take the sacrifice stolen modifier? Because now it lasts like a
that's
really
what I was looking at, because I want to shoehorn Ritualist because I think it's a fun meme. I like having pseudo 4 rings. And the fact that, what it is basically, for those who don't know, I guess, it's just like a really shitty headhunter, kind of.
Yep.
Yeah. But now it actually lasts
a long time.
So there's 2 parts of it. It used to last 20 seconds. Now it lasts up to 120, which is comically larger. And then so it says quality is now plus 20 seconds to stolen modifier. Not exactly sure what that entails. It just means it's better, like a slightly scaled up version.
You should get 140.
And it used to be plus 2.
140 what though?
Seconds.
140 seconds of the mod stolen, right?
Yeah, you have 140 seconds mod duration with quality on it.
What's the point of the quality?
You can't. Yeah, it's quality on Ascendancy though, right? So it's like
maybe they fixed it.
But if you figure out a way to get quality.
I was supposed to ask about that. I totally forgot to ask about that. Maybe they fixed it where you can quality your Ascendancy skills now, because you can't right now. Aside, from
that's because you can't quality. You can't GCP a gem from
right.
This implies you can't. Was there something that gives an all quality, like enhanced to everything, kind of? Because that would be
there's that. Oh, I guess you could put the there's that new lineage support that has quality on it, right? It's like +1 and 10% quality, I think.
That must be what it is then.
That
Gemling Legionnaire does that too, right?
But yeah.
Oh, but it doesn't matter for rituals.
Yeah. I do that. I think that all the time too, and I'm like, wait, that doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work, guys.
Not even sure what the hell Blood Boil does, to be honest.
So Blood Boil, as you stand, I made my Hollow Palm build was Blood Boil, and amazing AOE. Yeah, amazing AOE. I did it with Herald of Blood actually, but basically, as you stand near enemies, you put boils on them. Okay. And when they die, the boils spread corrupted blood damage to enemies near them, right? And so basically with that plus Herald, I just had like chain full screen explosions all the time.
Because they added on you deal 15% more damage to enemies.
Because it does nothing to single target currently. So it boils up, but the boils themselves do nothing until they spread. Yeah. So on a single target like a boss, it's a dead Ascendancy. But now it gives you 15% more damage, so it's actually decent.
Interesting. What did they remove on Titan? Surprising strength. Oh, the more damage against heavy stuns. That's gone.
I'm excited for Witch Hunter too.
Witch Hunter
Sorcery Ward. Yeah, they made Sorcery Ward your second point in Sorcery Ward. Now makes it work for physical and chaos damage. So I think I mapped it out to like you should be able to get a couple thousand Sorcery Ward with like good gear.
Jeez.
So if you're life based, let's say you get like 3K, 3,500 life, and then you have Sorcery Ward for another 2-3K. So now you're looking 5-6K fizz hit before mitigation.
Lordy. That's a lot. That's a lot, man. I think I have to do rituals now. If after that thing was buffed.
Yeah.
It's not as good. I maintain, but I guess I could do rituals first.
The only thing
that seems terrible.
The only thing with rituals, well, the thing about the rings out the gate is you're generally not going to have like, fresh start.
Really good rings.
Like
I
good
agree.
Rings in it. Yeah, that's the only issue with it. You might have something, but you might not.
Just going to be I mean, as long as I run Vitality, I'm pretty comfy with just 20% life loss periodically. I do find myself running Vitality on most every build that's life-based, so it seems good.
You kind of have to. I mean, the regen's just...
Think about this. What if you steal a mod and that's the life regen aura mod that enemies have?
Ooh.
At that point, you're making money,
The only thing I don't like about Whispers of the Dam is it works like Headhunter in PoE2, where like the mods are all stacked in the one mod. So you can't, because like in PoE1, you can right click mods, right? In PoE2, they stack them all into one. So if you get like so if you get like Shroud Walker or whatever it is, you can't just cancel it.
Yeah. So
You
just
know?
to clarify, you can click this as much as you want, right? Or no?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's just
The
only once
sacrifice
per
one
time.
on yourself.
Yeah.
You can just click it. Yeah, you can just click it. It's got like a small cooldown
Yeah.
of a few seconds, as I recall, but it's nothing crazy. And yeah, you can just keep clicking. Now they may have increased the cooldown, but I didn't see anything about that in the patch.
Doesn't
notes.
say
that in
so.
the patch notes.
It might be an addendum 5 when they release that.
Yeah.
True.
Some of those addendums are. I mean, we've had them for many years in PoE, but in PoE 2, you guys are starting to get them because they didn't really have them for the first couple patches too bad. But some of them are like, just this addendum says that this build doesn't work anymore. Like that just could happen.
That happened with the last Lament Lich interaction.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a sad thing to see. That was like literally the only
yeah.
Come on, it was
I don't know why they kneecapped it. Yeah, they
so
kneecapped
niche,
it.
so cool.
It's
like
our
a
uniques
T0.
Yeah, it's such a cool. It's one of the uniques they just added too, right? And so now it's like it's one of the newest uniques, and now it's basically But I mean, I don't know if
be used with mercs now. It's not going to be used on
true.
Lich. It's not. That's so cool though. I don't know what's with that. If 50% of the players were playing it, and it's like, oh, everybody's going for it. It'd be, but I think I was talking to Sir Gog. It's like 1% of the ladder at the end of the league.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so unfortunate.
Yeah, sometimes the nerfs are weird. You're trying to puzzle out like what
It's also just
the thought process behind it was.
It's not really the point of what's happening now. Ultimately, not that it's not been an annoyance, like any amount of balance either direction, but just balance is gonna be absolutely fucking messed up for the next until we're in 0.1 until 1.0, and then even then probably for the first year. Like you're not gonna have the top ascendancy or whatever is gonna be like 10 times better than the bottom versus where you'd like to be maybe like 2 times better. Like that's just not gonna be. There's gonna be a lot of volatility. You're gonna have a lot of times where you're looking at that ladder and you see 50% Deadeye, but for something else. Which I think is.
I do think we are going to see more build variety this league, though. I mean,
should be. The more pieces they throw out there, the more we can mess with, right?
Well, there's just there's so many. The Ascendancy is getting buffed, obviously Druid and all that stuff, but the Ascendancy buffs, the unique changes and buffs, all the new Val stuff with the Val uniques and being able to pull off like some of the Val uniques are going to be insane now. Stuff like that. Now they still need the spell. But like any unique that has a usability on it, that like especially the caster stuff, I really hope they address that at some point. I don't know how we're a year in and like Life Sprig is still basically useless 98% of the time or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand why they haven't figured out some kind of scaling for that or something. It just feels bad if you drop anything that's not in the right level. Like if I drop a level 1 unique at level 60 that I should be able to use for an next character, it's just completely unusable, right? And when I finally get to the point where I can use it because
like
the
a
skill
level
requires
80 Life Sprig makes no sense. Because it's like
it makes zero sense.
The obvious solution is you just give the ability to vendor it with a regret or something. What the equivalent of that, or and then it just goes level 1 like an annulment. I mean, whatever, but revert to base level, etc.
Yeah, anything. I'd be happy with that. I'd love to see something that like scales it based off the item level it drops.
I think so like that they're not changing that because I think the weapon skill system is going to get fundamentally changed massively and it'll become a non-issue. Like they're trying not to do 2 times work. Because I think there's inherently an issue with weapon skills and then the prohibited factors of things being martial weapons or not martial weapons and it prohibiting like aura usage and whatnot. I think we're going to see weapon skills probably change fundamentally, and it's whatever that proposed change is going to probably make this complaint non-existent. And they're just trying not to do 2 times work 1 time because they don't want to say anything, but it's going to be like I've seen that thing sort of scenario happen a lot where it's like I'm not going to bother fixing this mechanic because it's not going to exist next week. So
yeah, it's just it's existed for the last year is the the main issue, and we got at least another 4 months with it. So it's like I think it feels bad when you have such a small unique pool to draw from anyway. A lot of them don't feel good, and then you're basically Xing out another X amount % of them with that. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. I do think the weapon system, like I think saying stuff like, oh, only maces can use this ability, like when if we get some version of Cyclone down the road or whatever, like
Yeah.
Why would that be restricted, to swords, or why could I not swing in a circle with a mace?
Yeah,
Right?
thematically, as long as it makes, like, obviously a bow skill can be used with a bow, but
Yeah.
things that are
Can't use
typically
gas nades
generic,
Yeah.
See, I think they're going to do reskins for the various weapons. They're not, which I don't know if that's good or bad. I almost feel like it's bad because did you see with the bear? There's like volcanic fissure for bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I feel like we're gonna see that with
I saw
like
that in
Cyclone
today's
for
video.
axes and so yeah. Yeah. It was like the MTX teaser thing. I was like, whoa, volcanic fissure, eh? And people are like, no, that's something of the volcanoes or avalanche. I don't know.
Heart of the mountain.
Heart of the mountain.
What they were. Yeah, I commented on YouTube and people were like, I think it's heart of the mountain. I was like, oh, because I saw that on the tree.
It is literally volcanic. Like it looks the
Mhm.
exact same. So
Mhm.
I wonder if that's the approach they're going to take, which is a little
Reskin the same ability.
Yeah, but
I was surprised we didn't get to see
I'm
a huge
okay
suite
with
of
that if
like
there's
transformation MTXs. That was to me seemed like an obvious one to just have.
I guess I'm okay with the reskin if there's a lot of skills, but if we're like, okay, we're only gonna have 12 skills, 3 of them are reskins. Like, okay, that's not, if there's 24 skills and 5 of them are reskins, okay,
Right. Well, like looking to the future, like 5 years down the line, assuming PoE 2 doesn't die, it's gonna be like PoE 1, where you play every league, and they were at one point they would introduce like I remember. Was it Expedition? They introduced like 15 new skills. That was so sick. They'll do that with PoE 2, I presume.
Or they do
alternate skill gems.
Trans. They had all, the trans gems. They had the alt skills like Phantasmal, whatever those ones from Heist.
Holy crap!
Could be. I mean, it's especially strange though, looking back in PoE 1, because you have things like alt quality gems, and then they removed them from Heist because they didn't want them to be locked behind Heist. And then they had trans gems, and then they had Twarthan gems, which are the exact same thing as trans gems, but just called Twarthan arbitrarily. Like, there's nothing amongst the gems that shares a theme aside from the fact that they decided to call them Twarthan. And then when that cycles out, they put them back in Heist, where they said they didn't want to have specific gems locked.
You're kidding me. Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's like, we're just swimming circles in a pool.
Like that sometimes. Well, swimming circles in a pool. So not this last PoE 1 league, but the one before, they made it to where you didn't have to go and unveil with June or anything anymore, right? You could just click the button and unveil, right? And then 2 months later, PoE 2 League comes out. They're like, cool, here's unveils, right? We've added it to Abyss. Okay, not only there's not a character you have to talk to, you're actually going to have to go to another zone, have a long neck doggo, crawl down a fucking rock, and crawl back up, bro. I was like, wait, you guys literally just streamlined this 2 months ago in PoE 1 and just made it twice as hard in PoE 2. It looks sick. I love, like the artwork and everything's amazing, but like, how did that happen? How do we go backwards here?
It's one game, 2 campaigns, baby. That's just what happens. That's what happens. It's because, there's just not one, it's just 2 teams doing different things. And it's like, there's a perpetual amount of band-aid fixes. So I'm sure they're going to rectify that soon and make it the same way that we know, which is you right click and it does it, but it's just these friction points exist because this was designed 6 months before that league came out, and that was just like they already made the zone and they're like, wait a second, this doesn't make sense, but we're in now, so that's fine.
Welcome to the Lightless Cavern.
Do you think so, Lighty? Because I feel like I remember even going all the way back to 2019, they're talking about the consequences of PoE 1 autofilling your flasks when you enter town, and how if they, if PoE 2 is a completely separate game, we could have this well, and it ended up being a completely separate game.
I think that a lot of the separation stuff they've massively backpedaled on because I think they're really heavily listening to newer players who are effectively refugees from other ARPGs, and they just are like, it's like, trying to trade your phone in, like, here's your new phone deal, everything's nice and cool, because it's like you get a bonus, you get 3 months, whatever. It's like, so they're getting a lot of that where it's like they're listening to new players and I would say very heavily compromising on their initial intent with what the design of PoE 2 is, and it's becoming, for better or worse, just much more homogenized towards PoE 1, which I think is kind of strange because it's like,
I agree.
But ult, if we're going to zoom out, super tinfoil hat, right? This makes this makes sense to me if they're gonna put down one of the games. So if they're gonna put down PoE 1 in 2 years, that makes more sense that they would be gearing PoE2 towards to kind of get both player bases. So that's
at
like
some point it's bound to happen, right? Like, is it just supposed to run forever?
Well,
I mean, I get it. I'm
it's
sure
a big
there's
gamble
guys that want it to, but
one game
gamble.
is making PoE1 is currently still making way more money and have a much higher retention on average versus the new player experience, and the new player money coming in from PoE2 was a huge burst on the 0.1, but the game's going to be free. So you're not going to get that $30 again once this goes 1.0, unless it costs money to play unless they're going to actually put a price tag, or it's going to be a large incentive to support it back out for tabs and trade tabs and that sort of stuff. But they have the same problem they've always had, which is our game is free. How do we make money? 90% of that money comes from the first 2 weeks of League launch, and then it's a 3-month financial drought. Right now, they're getting money from 2 different sources in both games. Every 2 months, they're going to have to recoup that somewhere, right? Which is, and the fact that, like Chat just said, but they're not adding tabs to PoE2, really. Like, there's still no Waystone tab and other things, so it's like, it's a bit questionable. Like, I don't know, it's like a business plan with just huge holes in it, from what it seems like. So,
but they have mystery boxes, Lighty. They have mystery boxes, which I am so appalled by.
And, it's like one of those weird things where people have paid, like, if you got a PoE2 key, that means you spent $480 in PoE1 historically. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they said, oh, well, all the MTX is going to travel over, and all the tabs will travel over, but they just changed the name of maps to Waystones, and now the tab doesn't work, which is kind of shitty. And then 95% of the MTX aren't in the game. So it's like an eventuality, but maybe this will happen by 1.0, but if it doesn't, it's like there's a huge
gaping hole thing drives me crazy. Last league was Abyss League, okay? Abyss League. I own the Abyss supporter pack.
Same.
Full MTX of Abyss. You know what hits in 0.4, guys? The Abyss supporter pack MTX is coming to PoE2. I'm like, bro, why would you not have brought this over last league? What are you doing to me right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't the map tab become the Waystone tab in PoE2?
Oh, it may. I don't
tablets.
know.
We don't have tablets.
There's no tablets, though, which is
I have like a
sorry, that's what I was referring to. Yeah.
I have like
no
a
fragments?
minesweeper.
Why no fragment? Why isn't it the fragments tab?
It was more just the general sense of there's all these things that exist in both games that the wording scheme is slightly askew, so it doesn't apply, on technically.
I think some of it is also production. Like, they're not sure. Like, okay, so we're at some point we're gonna get like a massive endgame rework. So I almost wonder if what if they're still not 100% sure on tablets? You know what I mean? So they don't want to put in a tablet tab yet.
Well, that comes back to not doing work twice. That's like they've possibly made a decision about that, and it's like we're not privy to the whole conversation. So
because it seems like a weird
exist.
one. By the end of the league, I literally am throwing them away because I have a quad tab that's completely full.
I think the easy thing is just, adding the fragment tab, because if they end up removing tablets, that's fine. It can just be used for future.
It could be a modular tab,
systems.
like the same with the currency tab in PoE1 just has those generic slots at the bottom. Like if they just gave us a 10 by 10 brick that just has generic slots, it's like that'd be fine. And it just said beta and huge, so it's like don't get accustomed to this or whatever. It's like this is just temporary, and it's like that's fine, just so we have something.
But do you really think so? Tinfoil hat on, I guess. Do you really? I don't know. I think that if they decided, you said 2 years was like your throw out there of sunsetting PoE2, I think that the backlash would be so extreme in the very incestuous. Oh, PoE1. Yeah, I'm sorry, PoE1. Sorry, I meant PoE1. Right. Yeah. Like in the already very lots of ARPG players that even though they crap talk other ARPGs, they all play other. I feel like they would unite against GGG. It doesn't matter if PoE2 gets all these new players.
I think it'll be
I would be
US
shook.
News cycle. I think it'll be 2 weeks of pitchforks, and then after that, just something else. I think it'll be
like a
pretty
6
temporary
month league or something. You know what I mean?
Well,
I personally would love to see them, because right now they originally said they had 2 teams, right? And then that didn't work, so they went back to 1 team and they alternate back and forth. Correct? That's what they're doing right now.
That's
So it's
what
like,
it sounds like, and they're trying to build them out, but
right. And it's like I've used this analogy on my stream before, and maybe it makes sense, maybe it doesn't. It's like, to me, it's like you got one kid in college and you got a brand new baby, and you're giving them both the exact same amount of time. And like, how are you supposed to get this new game up to that level, right? Like, there's all these bugs that just never get touched, that are going to compound and compound and compound because we just we're like, how do we get there?
Well,
with the consistency
to a degree, they've proven that even if they spend a year not doing anything in PoE1, they just didn't make that much progress in PoE2 realistically. Like, if I mean, compared to them doing both things at once, they just they had a year, a whole year window, and it was like,
well, and they spent a lot of that year, right? Like the first, let's say, well, because when was Settlers? It was like November?
July 2024.
July.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So they had like 6 months that we don't know what happened, right? Like off the books kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like, right. We don't know what happened for 6 months. And then we have 6 months that we do know what happened. And it was mainly, here's PoE2. Oh shit, it's ruthless mode. Oh shit, people don't really like that. There's zero loot. Okay, we're gonna change a bunch of stuff. And I feel like they kind of changed a lot of their stances on things over those 6 months and did a lot of work that maybe they weren't expecting to have to do. Like, maybe they thought they were like good to go. I mean, obviously you don't bring something to the table unless you think you're good to go. And the community, collectively said, hey, like, it's cool, it looks amazing, it feels really good, but like there's zero loot dropping, like there's nothing to chase. It's just, you know what I mean? The fun factor is not there. The skeleton is amazing, but like, where's the fun factor?
Yeah. And I mean, that was the same thing that happened in PoE1. What happened was, 7 years went by and they put effort into it. That's what it's going to have to take. The questionable part is, the consistent one is, why are they making similar mistakes with a lot of these things that they would have learned already in the first game? I don't know. I mean, it's the release schedule is wild. It's they're on the update. So initially it's supposed to be 4 leagues, each game alternating 2 months.
Yep.
And it's like they can try to keep to that, but they've basically realistically changed their definition of what is a completed product for like a lot of
cutting things each time, right?
Well, so like this current PoE1 league is like the lowest retention in history. It has the most consistent bugs and performance issues ever marketed. We went from having 5 breach bosses to 2 breach bosses inexplicably. And it's a mechanic that just doesn't really do much after week 1. So it's like, yeah, you release it on time, but this is like half of a league that you would have had 2 years ago, But it's like, for what? I would have rather like to have half as many leagues a year and just complete it, So there's like a lot of that sentiment also. I would much prefer if they just, just worked on one. If they wanted to do PoE2 and they said for the next, like if they actually earnestly said it and stuck to it, said for the next year and a half, we're doing nothing but developing PoE2, and then that'll be out, and then it'll be for the most part complete, and then we're going to do 3-month leagues alternating. I would say that's great. Versus this like kind of pseudo half-assed release schedule, because it just, we get patches that go into like week 3, 4, 5, 6 that are like fundamental changes. And it's like you get those weird posts where it's like something we're releasing that just quite didn't make it in. And it's like, well, it didn't make it in because you didn't finish. It's like, that's why it didn't make it in.
And then it breaks something, and they don't. So like they did that with PoE2, right? And now ritual tablets don't drop.
Yeah.
And so now the price of ritual tablets is through the roof, right? Or like the league before that, they dropped 10 new uniques a month after PoE2 league, right? One of them that I tried to make a build around, Lion Eyes Glare, it's supposed to shoot second arrow when there's no enemies around you, okay? But corpses count as enemies. Mm-hmm. So as soon as you kill the first guy, it just stops working, right? I had to build it like completely around Shatter just to make it work.
Which,
it's like stuff
it's the
like
perpetual joke we've always, like the phrase we said 10 years, 12 years ago was game is free, no bitching, for a reason, because it's like we're getting, we are the beta testers seemingly perpetually. There's really little testing that goes into this game past the masses testing what is out. So that seems to.
I think it's such a complicated game.
Well, you absolutely
right?
can.
And they always have so much.
I'll probably play that. I'll push back here because there's things like, I'll give you an example just to make it clear in this way. Things like metamorph organs not being picked up automatically. It's like if it's a thing that everybody complains about and within 2 days it's fixed, to me that says you could have just had this in the launch. If there's something like that, or like heist being fundamentally changed drastically, then the first week till it's not even being recognizably the same mechanic, it's like, well, this just didn't work because you didn't test it, because you ran out of time. You ran out of time because you're having issues with management. Like most all these other problems, is like they're hysterically spread too thin, trying to do way too many things at once, and it's like, scope is great. We love the idea of huge mechanics, huge fun things. But if it's high scope, poor execution, it doesn't matter. It's like that's all window dressing.
And we get 20% every time. Then the scope doesn't matter at all.
Yeah. So things like the Abyss League and PoE2, I would say, were pretty fantastic overall. Like that's a huge the jump from 0.2 to 0.3 was amazing.
Oh yeah.
W for crafting.
It's like, I'd love to see that same thing. But then a portion of that part that people liked was also walked back this league in the changes of those, what are they called? The crafting things. Yeah. The homogenizing. Yeah. So it's like a bit strange for certain things. Cause it's like, why even, like, what's the real ramifications of limiting people's fun when it comes to like mid to high tier crafting, especially when it's 80% of the crafting utilize these things? Like, what's the drawback? Like, you're concerned that, like, these players are going to have a little too much fun week 1 and not play week 2. Like, it's already the case. I mean, it's... you try...
I made, like, a perfect Ami on SSF. The best amulet I've ever made in my life.
But what did that do?
It was very deterministic.
The fact that you did that, what did that really accomplish? Like, as far as, did you play more or less because you did that? Did that curtail your experience in some way? And keep in mind, you're going to do that 4 times faster than someone else who's not playing all day. So it's like, does that really make a difference?
Hey-o.
Like,
I guess maybe I can see like the side of like, if everything's completely deterministic, then none of your crafting becomes very much like, this is the only way you do it. There's no other way to do it. Don't pick up stuff off the ground. Don't, like, anything else is unacceptable. It's only this, right? Because this is the way you can make it 100% perfect every time.
Yeah.
And I think if you put that in a game that's based around a lot of RNG, I mean, I know I'm probably not like the majority side here on this, but like I can see where they're coming from with it, and I don't know. I like the RNG because like if I can deterministically craft the perfect amulet every season, then I never get that like woohoo feeling when like it happens, right? Because at this point it's just guaranteed. I'm always going to do it. There's no woohoo.
To be fair though, that's always existed if you just weren't poor in game. Like, right?
Well,
that's
but
like,
I play SSF, so like it doesn't really
correct.
That doesn't
but
affect me.
As a fellow SSF player, we don't fucking matter. Nothing's ever been balanced around us. Dude. No one cares about us. No one ever has. It's a self-imposed. It's a self-imposed challenge. So the fact of the matter is, most players, although they might craft stuff and they might lean towards that, the vast majority of items acquired are going to be traded. So that already doesn't matter because it's just someone's going to buy something, and it's even more the case now that we have async, right?
Because doesn't it make it where those like mid-tier items are just worthless at that point? Because if everyone can always craft the deterministic perfect items, then why would you buy anything else?
Well, if everyone can do it, then the price wouldn't be high.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like so all the mid-tier items are basically just garbage now. So it's like you have your leveling gear, and then you immediately go to perfect deterministically crafted gear, and then you're done with the game.
Was that the case last league, that everyone had everything for 1C?
I mean, I can guarantee you that you can look up amulets that are insane compared to the league before, and they're amulets.
But is that
cheaper.
Every single slot applies to that rule?
What do you mean? Like every piece of? I don't know. Like I said, I don't sell stuff. I just know that this league, even without so for me, I didn't do a lot of ritual. I had like one character I did some ritual on a couple weeks in the league, and then that character died, and then I didn't really push ritual until basically the end of the league. So I didn't even have homogenizing, and I still made amazing gear just with what was added between the essences and the abyss stuff.
Wow. Unrelated, there's new patch notes again, by the way.
What?
Oh, big nerfs, big buffs. What's happening?
Talkative Try has been banned. That's what it says.
Huge.
Oh,
sorry, brother.
What?
Yeah, they caught you doing NyQuil. That's a drug. Banned.
Yeah, that's rough.
NyQuil abuser.
Mm-hmm.
Totem placement.
Skill changes. They nerfed the radius of curses. What the hell?
Oh.
How dare they? Firestorm gen changes. It has.
They realized it did no damage if it wasn't infused. Oh, wow.
Firestorm does twice as much damage.
I used Firestorm on my first build, and yeah, it did. Without infusions, it was worthless.
Mirage Archer has been fundamentally changed massively. You can now have multiple Mirage Archers out, and the cooldown begin. Yeah, the cooldown begins now upon use, not upon end. No longer reset.
No longer reset by dodge roll. Yeah, because like I said, when I had on one build, and it was just super annoying because it would reset every time you dodge roll. Right? That's big.
Holy oil grenade! Look at that damage increase.
Woo wee!
It's like tripled. That's crazy.
Sansa so cooldown. 3 cooldown uses.
That's a pretty big Prism Guardian. It comes with plus 50. Still seems like a nerf.
Wait, it comes with plus 50, and now it gets 1% reservation per 100 life.
But instead of 25 life, right? Isn't that a massive nerf?
Well, no, it was getting 1 spirit per 25 life. Now it just gets
1% reservation.
Yeah, now it just gets 50 flat, and it gets a reservation. And that's actually pretty big.
Interesting. Well, there's updated patch notes on top of the updated patch notes.
Ice Nova.
Incinerate damage.
Oh.
Wow. Ice shot.
Incinerate. They gutted Incinerate. I still don't know why. No one used it, dude. I made one build. I never saw anyone else play it.
I saw a Chronomancer build last league that was crazy with Incinerate. It was using Black Flame Covenant. It was crazy. Yeah.
That could be good.
But I don't know.
I did a Pathfinder with it last league, and I used Black Flame up until like mid 90s, and then I switched out of it because my damage was actually better without it. But like it propped me up for a while prior to that. But Pathfinder felt amazing with I basically had like 100% like movement speed while channeling, right? Like no reduction. Yeah, no reduction on movement speed. So that was great.
Could I, hey guys, that last discussion that you guys were having before we popped into the patch notes, just my perspective.
You can do whatever you want, you cute little man.
All right, I'm poking in as someone who plays. Well, I play trade, and I don't play that much. I felt like I had access to some of the most powerful gear possible
immediately.
Very quickly, but I also have very limited play time, so there's like pros and cons there. I think it feels really good for someone like myself who doesn't have a ton of playtime, because I can get to that power threshold that I would otherwise need to spend much more time in game to achieve, which is cool if I can like max out a character and be able to, blow up bosses and explode monsters, all that stuff in 80 hours as opposed to 300. But you guys can speak for yourselves. Do you think it sucks more for the people who play more? Because it's like, you're over faster. It's like keepers you were talking about, like lowest retention. I had like a mirror tier gear from the Genesis tree myself, like week 1, and I didn't even really craft any of it.
It's weird because
I don't.
It's like people, it's anecdotal from what I've witnessed, but even though people have what would be like a 90th percentile in gear really early on, those same people I'm watching aren't doing any really much more difficult content than they would in the previous league. It's like the people I see who have never done Ubers, who now have access to gear that is like very comfortable to do Ubers, aren't just running around doing Ubers. Like they're just doing the same rigmarole and then they just leave. So like there could be that there's no natural progression of challenge for them, or they're not stress testing themselves. But the same way, if you have less gear and more mechanical skill, you can circum the same difficulty, just takes a little bit longer. It's like I could do a boss that maybe with 1 million damage, and it just takes 5 times longer than if I did it with 5 million, but I'm still getting there that day 3. But it's like I'm not witnessing people, for the most part, doing all the content in the game despite having the gear to do all of the content in the game, because it might be a mechanical skill gap. But the problem in the trade department for that is the area to attempt these is quite costly, even if you have really great rare gear. It's like you don't want to spend 3 divine on learning how to do Maven each time. It's just terrible. So That's not really the limiting factor from my perspective. It's the fact that like the cost of accessibility to these things is just not worth the joy of conquering them, which is a balance problem. I've always like gamble. I just wish they had like other, like in the background I'm every now and then progressively tapping into RuneScape, and there's a thing in that game that has you could practice on bosses with no reward for a very nominal fee. So if there was a thing where you could, for whatever, and just an arbitrary fee like 10C or even a keystone you put on, you get to fight Uber Exarch, but he drops no gear, but you have infinite attempts until you beat him. And then once you do beat him, then that thing can't be tried again. I mean, if that was an option, so it's like, oh, you get the option to attempt this boss until you best it. You get nothing aside from the learning experience, but now you know how to do this flawlessly. And there's no cost of entry.
Doesn't softcore have that?
No,
keep going.
They do in
for the baby
Arbiter,
versions.
Arbiter
does. Yeah. Oh, softcore has, okay. So softcore has it in PoE too, but I'm saying for every single boss in PoE that doesn't exist, like, and it's like it sucks to be like, oh, I've just like by of my 6 portals, the 3rd portal, I'm kind of getting the hang of phase 1, and if I were to now like lose this attempt, I'd have to wait 28 maps to refight this boss for like PoE 1 references, right? And it's like that's a huge gap in time, and like a lot of your mechanical knowledge is not going to just transition. So it's why like things like doing original sin runs in PoE, it's like you would never just, if I was trying to do an original sin run, whatever, I would be preparing heavily, and I can't actually try and learn doing that because the cost is ridiculous to attempt it. So I'm going to try to emulate that experience. And it's like, you could do that, but that's a burden you're placing upon yourself. So if I want to try to make my character CIEB, so I have 1 life and I just get 1 shot, I could practice, as long as I want on a lesser version. But the mechanics are so different in these Ubers that it's like not really a genuine learning curve. So it's like,
isn't that some of the fun of it? Like if you can practice with zero risk, 0 reward, learn it perfectly, and then go in and just do it perfectly and never have any issue. Like I beat the Ubers this league for the first time. Everyone except for Arbiter, right? Arbiter kicked my ass and like they had like 15% left or something, But like I don't know. I don't practice. Like I've never fought Arbiter in softcore.
Yeah.
I've only ever fought him in hardcore. I fight him once every couple weeks when I get a character there, or whatever week or whatever it is, if that character hasn't died on the way, and then I get 1 attempt, and then I die to balls or lanes, and then I scream about it, and I go back to the fucking beach. Like,
it's like it's just an expectation of what you, because it's a time sink, right? To get to the part and practice it. So it's an expectation from the company. Where do they want a player to be at what point, and what sort of content they want you to experience? So, for example, if we're getting, this at Ziri Val League, right, and there's like a big boss at the end of it, it's like, what do they expect the average player, whatever that may be in their metric, to reach and conquer this content? If they say 60 hours, we expect you to reach it, attempt it, and best it. If that's like the gameplay expectation, that seems reasonable for a lot of maybe like gamer dads like a try here, something like that. But if that number is 600 hours, you've just cut off 90% of your player base. Keep in mind that like you're comparing it to a story kind of like AAA title game where it's like I'm paying $70 for 60 hours of gameplay. That might be generous even at this point, but it's like if that's what it is for this is my month of play. Well, I'm like, is that even going to be surmountable? Like for me, so it's about like their expectation of the average experience.
I don't think it should be so hard that the average gamer should be able to access it. I just don't think it should be free, because I think
that's the balance right there, right? It's like finding the middle ground. So like anybody who played Keepers have probably killed the 1 breach boss fight because it was like really early on, really easy, and you have the power of those extra rares just like you had in the ritual mechanic with the abyss stuff. But it's, what is your expectation? That was way too low on the spectrum. That was like hour 30, you're fighting that boss. So that's wrong, probably. And then the opposite is like, if Arbiter of Ash is like, some people are playing 200 hours and can't beat him, that's probably too high. So it's,
Yes.
And that is like
a lot of mechanics.
That's a ridiculous too, right? Ebb and flow. So if it's a lot of mechanic stuff, but you're like, oh, by 6 portals and I've reached phase 2.
Most people don't even like most of the people that fight Arbiter don't even like, they've never even done the mechanics, right? They play a build until it gets so powerful that they can just go in and kill it in 8 seconds. And
I'd like
there's no
to show
mechanics.
you my 7-minute Uber.
I believe you, bro. I believe you.
Well, that's where it's like I don't really know what the average experience is in PoE 2 in that way. Like you could, it's like it's annoying because we don't have the access to that statistic in the same way. Like not everyone plays through Steam, right?
Yeah.
So it's like we can't just like check Steam. So this is a bit tangential, but I was just checking recently Armored Core 6's Steam achievements, and only like 60% of the players have gotten past the first boss. So it's like I know that's
what.
And the only way to play it is through Steam, so I know that's a break point. Like I was like, okay,
it's like the Elden Ring Armored Core,
exactly,
style, right?
Yeah. So that first boss is like, boom, that's hitting. So, but that's a paid product. So like, that's a $60 game. You know what you're expecting. This game's free, so on average, you should probably have more players attempting it. And there was like a chunk of time where, whatever that get to maps achievement, right, was like 20% completion on Steam to get to maps. So it's like, does that mean we should inherently make getting to maps easier, or is it an issue of this game has no fucking tutorial and and people just give up, right? Well, it's a combination of that. Like that just becomes a game design question where it's like, are we leading people in an expectation of progression that's like reasonable, or is this like we're just throwing them into the fire? PoE 2 is a way better tutorial system, obviously.
Yes,
the glossary
and the interludes,
so much better.
I think. By the way, just a shout out to the loots.
Those are my favorite acts, honestly. Probably outside of Act 1.
They're killer.
So good, and introducing like the unique maps that you're going to be facing in the Atlas,
and the unique strong boxes, even as a way of tutorial mechanics.
Yep.
PoE 2, like that's one of the things, that my biggest gripes about Path of Exile is the new player experience. Notably, is dog shit. PoE 2 is way better for that, which I always kind of inherently said makes it an easier game. Like I think it's just an easier game because it holds your hand a lot more.
Yep.
Not that it's holding your hand compared to other games, but just in the genre of Path of Exile RPG is undoubtedly it's holding your hand more, right?
When I go back to PoE 1, I feel like it's easier. Like I literally play and I play hardcore, so like it's a different mindset, I guess. But like, I go back to PoE 1, I just play with one hand.
I feel like Lighty's more so saying like getting your footing in the game. Yeah. Like imagine you're a brand new player. If you're starting PoE 2, way easier. If you're starting PoE 1, I mean that thing's a freaking beast. Right?
Yeah. Well, I told Try before when you were off in Margaritaville before we started here.
Still now.
I told Try that I played PoE 1. It was my third try, I believe, that I actually locked in. Because the first 2 times I tried it, I was just like, it was too much. I was overwhelmed. I wasn't back into ARPGs at that time, and I couldn't get into it. And it was like my third time. I think I might have watched like a Ziz video or something. I don't remember, but like then I actually like locked in. I started to understand things. And I was like, oh, this game is amazing, right? But like trying to get into it from the outside and not really like, oh man, crazy complication in comparison.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's why if we just had one game that just did both things great, it would be perfect.
We could, dude. We could call it PoE 2.
It's going to be called PoE 3. What do you mean?
It might
That's
be.
the dream, is in 2 years when PoE 3 gets announced. Well, everyone in PoE 2 is complaining about, we're going to be complaining the exact same things that PoE 1 people were complaining about. It's like, oh, look at you. Where'd that bring you? Right back to us, Yeah, I'm not really sure what the answer is for that, because it's like that's just an expectation thing when it's like where you should reach certain content, how you should go. The PoE 2 is, I would say, by an amount more on rails because, and this is a big thing I talk about in general, is like the passive tree, as daunting as it looks, has a large amount of illusion of choice, really.
Yep.
Because it's like, you start to think, oh man, how am I supposed to approach this? And it's like, let's just like stepping stone it. What do you want to do? And just like the basic level, I would like to melee. Cool. So 1/3 the tree is gone right there. Like, and that same thing, it's like, I want to be life. There's another chunk. And you just start doing that. And that's where you see those heat maps on PoE Ninja. And it's like, boom, you could start to see like how things carve out. So it's like, it really isn't that complicated. It's just that it's like looking at code unfiltered. I mean, you don't have the appropriate lanes and blinders on, but if you did, it would, maybe not turn out something as simple as like Diablo, but like Last Epic is very much on rails class-wise. But 90% of the player base is going to build the same way as if they weren't on rails. So it's, kind of
like
strange.
Ailments. You look at ailments, and there's like no good way to scale ailments like well on the tree, right? You basically, if you want to do ailments, you just scale hit damage.
Yeah.
The bigger your hit, the better your ailment, right? Whereas in like PoE 1, and I haven't delved hard into PoE 1 in over a year now because I've exclusively played PoE 2, right? But like I remember playing builds where I scaled ailments in different ways, right? And like I didn't feel like, oh, the only thing I can do is hit damage, right? And if I get my hit damage up, then I'll get some extra damage and I'll call it an ailment. But really, I'm just worried about hit damage.
That was a Reddit post I think I saw like today or yesterday on PoE2's Reddit, which was like, dots are boring. And it's like, yeah, I kind of get it, because it's just there's only one dimension of scaling, and it's just they kind of all do the same thing. But that's kind of, I just assume they're going to find their identity, you know, in the next 2 years.
I think some
release.
of that's development. Yeah, some of that's just development time too, right? It's hard to like obviously we're always going to compare PoE 1 to PoE 2. How can you not? But then like at the same time, you're comparing a game that's had players playing it for almost 15 years and one that's had players playing it for 12 months now. So it's like there's a lot there that over time I would expect to get expanded, increased, and made better. It's just it does feel bad though right now. Like you said, it doesn't feel like there's an illusion of choice, right? But if you look at, I'll make 12 builds a league, but if you look at any of the whatever side of the tree they're on, you'll see a lot of the same options, a lot of the same picks, right? Because there's nothing else I can pick that would be better and comparable and go a different route with it.
Funny thing is, like someone like Try and myself who are playing a limited amount of builds each PoE 2 league, really it's like a boon and a curse, because we're might be missing what is like the OP, but also we're inherently missing the pitfalls that people are experiencing if they're trying everything. So it's like I've never really played minions outside of the 0.1 launch, and it's like people complained about them, but by the time I get around to them, I'm not at this point. I'm not going to play them until someone says, "Oh, minions got buffed heavily." It's like
great now.
Yeah, so just good. It's like, it's the same way that when people talk about what is the best league, like tell me it's not oftentimes inextricably tied to how lucky you got for a trade player, especially where it's like, oh man, this was the best league for me. It's like, oh, what happened? Oh, I dropped a Mage Blood day 3. I wonder why. It's like, I wonder why you're having a great time. Yeah.
My best PoE 1 league was Affliction, because I made a massive amount of money, bought my first Mage Blood I've ever had.
Yep.
Best, just amazing, right?
Yeah.
Mine was Harvest. I made like almost mirror tier gear myself. Yep, that was mine.
And there's definitely something to be said about that. I mean, Harvest, Affliction, 2 of the highest retention leagues historically ever. There's a way to do players get really, really strong, good, and correctly. And Keepers wasn't it, for example. It's like when you give people the steps to create their own super powerful gear or acquire wealth through natural difficulty challenging means, like Affliction probably is going to go down in history, I would say, is the most perfect Path of Exile league, because it had the most linear scaling of increased difficulty, increased pack size, increased loot. It's like, I make the game harder, I get more good stuff.
Get more stuff.
That's it.
Yep.
That's all we need. I want to run in circles and kill shit, and the harder it is, the more stuff I'm rewarded for. It not just stuff, but also experience, right? That was a big part of it, is just like, I'm also getting more levels. I'm getting more experience. I'm naturally getting stronger. So that versus this tree just shat out a 6T1 item, that's like a really vapid experience. So it's like, that's really not great, because it just leaves you feeling empty,
The Val stuff we got coming, I feel like that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be, it's going to be juicy, but it's, it's still going to have you're going to go in there,
the difficulty.
You're going to try and get something. It's going to brick. You're going to have to go back. You know what I mean? It's not immediate, but it's like the juice is right there, and you're just going to keep pounding it until it hits, right? And I feel like that's going to be a lot of fun. I really am excited about all the unique stuff and the Val uniques, like some of those. Well, I can't remember the name of the helm, but the one that has life regeneration based off of ES, right? And then it has
Vertex or no? I don't really know much.
No, not Vertex. It's no one uses it.
Okay.
No one uses it. It's you get 0.05 life regen per ES or something like that. And then it has a node that you can't have ES, right? But with this new league, you'll be able to rip off the you can't have ES node. So you can stack that. You can stack 10K. You stack 10K ES. That's going to give you 500 life regen. And then you just do Zealot's Oath, which now your life regen excess applies to ES, and now you have 500 ES per second regen. Congrats. Yeah. Right? Or Ligrim Talisman, I think it's called. It does kind of the same thing, right?
It's called Ligma Talisman?
Yeah, it's like Ligma Talisman.
My favorite item.
But that's the kind of stuff that's going to be really cool, I think, this league. It's making those super awesome, rare.
You know what's cooler than that? Having 4 rings. Fuck you.
Okay. All right, Jordan.
I'm in my Brady era.
Somehow we got back to rings.
Guys, I'm gonna need to hop in a few minutes, so
of course,
let you know.
No problem.
I'm gonna pass out.
That's fine.
Well, I think it might be me. Try every time that we're supposed to talk, either you or your family is sick.
No, it's not. It's not you. Trust me.
I just want to know. I'm about to finish this picture.
Last time we were supposed to do a podcast, I think all your kids were sick.
They have been sick for a long time. It's like the cycle that I told you
about.
Right?
Chicken pox.
Yeah.
Like you gotta everyone has to get sick in the household so you can sync it up.
It's the cycle. No, it's you're right. So we were all sick, right? My wife and my 1-year-old are better. So it's just me and my 3-year-old. So hopefully we don't pass it back to them because that's what happened.
Let's be honest. You just gotta sell one of your kids. It's the only answer.
No. It was gymnastics. I'm gonna blame gymnastics. So
it's just this habit of yours to go do gymnastics in the middle of the night really causes
No, not bad. Yeah, no.
It's you. You're like, I need to go on the balance beam. I need to go today, and that's it. Like if no one does this pommel horse, I'm gonna make it. You're going for your Olympics gold
stuff. I just have to sit there and
you're
watch.
a wizard on the pommel horse. I can feel it.
We volunteer coach maybe.
Oy. Well, is there anything? I mean, if you have to go in like 10, 15 try, why don't you talk about stuff? Think about something you want to talk about. Whatever, make good voice, do good.
Okay. So one more thing, and then I'll pop out because it was the change I was most excited for. I was hyped when I saw it, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. The hopefully movement back toward what Lighty was kind of talking about, where the games have distinct identities and they're not morphing into one another, like I thought happened with 0.3. They're making that stride to maybe reduce the number of monsters, up the hit points, make less screen vomiting skills viable. Do you guys think that this initial change is a move in the right direction? And do you think that that they'll give in if people aren't blowing up screens of monsters on day 1, 2, 3 with their skills, and they can't juice to tremendous degrees?
I hope to God they have the fucking balls to just say, we're gonna make 2 games. They're gonna be fundamentally different. If you like one ideology more than the other, go play that game. Fuck you. Like, I want them to do that more than anything.
They won't do that. Like,
you just asked me, do you think they're gonna do that?
I know.
But I know want them to
they won't admit it. I don't know why. Like, it's like they're afraid to kind of admit that
because
it's
one of them makes a bunch of money and one of them doesn't, as a fact. I think like I don't want them to the last thing I want is, after all these 6 years of trial and tribulation, is just to make 2 games that are kind of weird, watered down versions of each other for no reason whatsoever. No. If they're gonna have 2 games, make them be fundamentally, distinctly different. So if I want one experience, I play this game. I say it time and time again. The worst service they've ever done to themselves is call this game Path of Exile 2 and not something different, because there's going to be this perpetual compare syndrome.
You said this a year ago, dude. I remember. Right after release. I was like, dude,
because if they just called it something different, it wouldn't be inherently and inextricably connected. And it'd be like, this company's just making a second game that's going to be different. That's great. Mm-hmm. But like, if I'm playing PoE2, I don't want to be blasting maps, because that's what's the point? I could just do that better right now in PoE1. Like, I just want to be doing something new that's like just not PoE1. If that's what this is. I don't want to be playing slightly XYZ PoE1. I want to be playing a different game. That's my opinion.
Hell yeah. I'm total agreement. 100% agreement. After returning to Keeper, I took like Merc League off and I came back for Keepers. And it was very apparent between 0.3 and 3.27, like the games move toward each other, or PoE2 moved toward PoE1.
Well, I think PoE1's doing the same. I think that every single thing they're adding to PoE1 now
and stuff.
Well, half of the bloodlines are existing ascendancies in PoE2. The other half are just uniques that they're ripping over, or Freesia holdovers. It's like there's not really much genuine thought.
Look at Abyssal Lich, right? Then they just add like the Abyssal Lich stuff into PoE1, right?
Yeah, well, even like the Bloodline Ascendancies, the Ritualist Bloodline Ascendancies gives additional ring slot and a similar. It's just like and then half the Ascendancies they've added, like Defiance to Berserker. Let's just Defiance of Destiny. Like the new Assassin. Oh, it's just Sandstorm Visit. Like they're just there's very little genuine thought going into PoE1 right now. It's just, how can we take something that exists in the other game or an item and just slap it somewhere so it's legally better? And it's like, it's lazy, and like I see through it. Most people don't, so it's not a problem. Like if people enjoy it, that's great. But it's just like I see what you're doing. Like it's not that sneaky.
Right. I get that.
Which again is very economical. And as a company, they've always been economical because think about this. I'm really going on a hard tangent here, but I'm also an entire picture of Margarita Inn. There's like one of the most beloved NPCs in Path of Exile historically was a Boxoth from Beyond. All the Beyond bosses, right? You have all those bosses, they're just reskinned bandits that were contrast ripped up, and then they were just given active skills of players. None of those are new models or assets. So it's like, they're really good at reusing assets and reusing ideas and techniques. I don't think there's a single thing in PoE1 or PoE2 that isn't going in either other game in some way at this point. Which is like, definitely not helping the feeling of these games are feeling a little too similar, because it's like, they're trying to do the same things. What do you think, Major? I just like filibustered for 10 minutes there. It feels like
you're fine, dude. You're fine. I think the density changes, I think a roll, I'm okay with it. I think as far as the identity of the two games, I guess I'm conflicted. There are things like I want from both, but then there's also, like the density changes. Like, okay, when I look at PoE1 from like an outside perspective, or like when someone in my chat that's not a PoE person watches PoE2, or maybe they're just a PoE2 person, or they talk about PoE1, and they're like, dude, I have no idea what's going on. I watch that shit and I have fucking no idea what's going on, dude. It's just lights on. It's like an epilepsy like simulator. I have no idea what's going on. And I see like an opportunity, like that stuff's cool if you played the game for the last like 10, 12 years, because you're not looking at it, right? You're just clicking the button and zooming as fast as possible.
Yep.
Yeah, and just clicking the loot, right? And like that's a cool thing. Like the same reason that people like auto battlers and shit like that. And I see like PoE2 having the possibility to do that deeper content or the deeper combat, but I also worry that like they're gonna go too deep with it, and then we're gonna end up with what's No Rest for the Wicked, right?
Oh,
the
no,
ARPG
please
that
no.
did full Elden Ring style, right?
I don't like that game.
They have
Sorry,
I don't
fans.
either. They have, and no one else does. No one's playing it, right? So like they have to find like that balance if they want that more meaningful combat. I'm okay with that, right? I like that, but there has to be that balance, right? Because it's like if the combat's too meaningful, then we end up at No Rest for the Wicked. If it's not meaningful enough, we just end up back at PoE1.
Something I thought of that is actually to Try's not defense. What's the word? Like adding to his hope, his beacon of hope.
Yeah,
is that they removed the minimap viewing for rares, right? Dispatch?
Yeah.
Which I think
until you get all the checkpoints.
Correct. But
which
even
is
then
gonna not feel great sometimes.
So I think that's great, actually. I think that's great because fundamentally, right now, in Path of Exile 1, there's no fucking way you're mapping without your mini-map up. And you're just staring at mini-map to progress terrain. That is, I think, well, you're shit. I can't. Well, anyway, but it's like
a lot of people. That's
in general. I think that's a great idea if you're trying to stay in the vein of PoE2, because you do not want to be looking at your minimap overlay if this is supposed to be thoughtful combat. You want to be thinking about the engagements, approaching them with your toolkit of abilities, and navigating those. If that's the idea, then I do not want my minimap up, because that's the opposite of that experience. So
hard agree.
I like that they did that, even if it's detrimental to how I normally play these games. That's in line with their vision, which I think is positive.
I like the waypoint change with adding the rare mobs, but also adding all the events on the map. So it's like you basically, like you finish the map and then, you get to see all the stuff you missed and you can make sure you get it real quick. The issue is PoE1 maps and PoE2 maps are very different, right? And PoE2, there's a lot of maps that just, you don't go in a straight line from the beginning of the map to the boss, right? And so you may get the waypoint when you start the map, and you may get a waypoint at the boss, and you miss 2 others along the way, and now you're back to just doing the same thing we're doing now, where you're like searching. Because like right now, I have to search the maps for rares because there's no waystone sustain. The game has like really bad waystone sustain right now, right? If I have a map with like, I will do T15 6 mods that have 140% increased waystone drops, and I will leave the map with 1 waystone, right? That makes
and you better
zero
like
sense.
it. And you better like
it. Right. So like, I know that they coded the last rare of the map to have a higher percentage chance to drop a waystone. So now I have to try to both kill the last rare and the boss to hopefully maybe be able to score 2 waystones. Because if one has minus player res or something that, you know, as a hardcore player, it's going to brick my map that I can't do, then I effectively leave with 0 maps, right?
But to be fair, that is very much old PoE and also in line with PoE 2, where your maps are a resource, not a given. And dropping out of your highest tier of maps is something to worry about in the sense of, if you fully invest in maps, then you'll stay in maps if you full clear maps. And if you don't, then this becomes a pain point of your resource sustain. Like,
I'm fully invested in maps, and it's a pain point. I have every
so that's like a minor balance issue, but I think
tree.
that's better than not, though. You know, that's like still more in line with the opposite, which is maps are infinite and they don't matter. Like, I'd rather be closer to your experience.
27. Yeah. It needs to be, if I go from a map where I have 0 increased waystone sustain and I pull out 1 to 2 waystones, and then I go into the next map where I have 140% increase and I pull out 1 to 2 waystones, there's an issue. And then it also, like, if you ever level more than 1 character, our version of Kurek is Doriani, except he only sells the highest tier maps that you do. So when you go through on your next character and you're trying to do low tier maps, you have no sustain for that. And if you're not playing trade and you can't just buy them, which I don't know if they're selling a lot of low, you know, waystone maps on trade anyway, then you're kind of like screwed. I'll do tier 1s until I get, you know, like, let's say 66 to 68, and then I'll have to skip to like tier 4, tier 5, and then I'll have to skip to like tier 8, and I'll have to do it really fast because the only waystone I can actually sustain is T14, because that's all that Doriani sells.
You just gotta drop more mats, man.
Yeah, just bad at the game.
That's what I've gotten from that.
I think they're going to patch the showing of all rares into include killing the boss like week 1. That's my guess, because like you said, Major, you're going to run into the same problem.
That's what you're saying? So when you kill the boss, it doesn't reveal the rares?
Yeah, it doesn't. It's only when you find all the checkpoints.
So I thought it was checkpoints or boss. Okay.
No, unless it's like an unlisted thing, right? So so
boss
I feel
would be
like
cool.
Boss, right?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe either
or.
Sense.
Yeah.
You're always going to, even on a weird map, you're always going to be funneled to the boss, right?
Exactly.
So you don't have to find that weird waystone that waystone that's off in a corner.
Because you're gonna miss the checkpoint, dude. I miss checkpoints all the time in these maps.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
All right. I'll email Chris. Try emails Jonathan. Major, tell your neighbor.
I'll tell my wife, actually.
Okay, Chris responds to me too.
I'll tell Major's wife as also.
Do you think Chris is playing PoE 2, or do you think he's like
I know what Chris is doing.
Playing.
And it's not playing. It's not playing PoE 2. It's
magic.
It's spending his money frivolously.
True.
I mean, live his life, dude. He deserves it.
He's a YouTuber now, guys. His videos are actually pretty killer.
I've seen Chris at a few different conventions, and because I go to these Collecticon card conventions and stuff, right?
Okay.
I've got friends in the scene that like, and you'll sometimes find me at booths doing various gremlin activities. Okay. And every time Chris is walking around, and I've seen this happen a couple times with like $400,000 in cards just in his hands, no security guard, no bodyguard, just a walking liability.
Just living his best life.
Every time I'm like, you have to bring a briefcase or something.
He's highly trained, lady.
He's highly something. It's not trained. I'm not going to say it, but it's not trained. It's another word that I'm not going to say. He's doing his best. I have not watched a single one of Chris's YouTube videos, but I like that he's doing them. It's going back to his roots.
Yeah. Some of them are quite good. Like there's some snappy ones.
There's
one on Dark Patterns, Lighty, that I think you would love, especially with your joyful obsession with Settlers of Kelgur. I think
Settlers is terrible. It's such.
I know.
I'm waiting for the fucking mobile app.
I know. No. I've seen your screens. Yep.
It's such the antithesis of playing an ARPG is logging on, sending boats, logging off. It's like, okay, cool.
I agree.
I love gacha games.
Actually,
I love those sort of games. It's just like so fucking shit. If 90% of my resources are coming from something I'm not even, I'm not playing the goddamn game. Ugh,
Yeah.
gross.
Yep.
It brings me back to what Mark said about how like everything right now is in Band-Aid phase, where whatever that podcast or when he did the Keepers live stream, he's like, yeah, we're just slapping Band-Aids on Band-Aids at the moment and just like seeing what works. It's like, yeah, I can feel it. I mean, it's like
I'd rather him experiment now, though. You know what I mean? With
sure,
swinging back to like the pack size thing, like you brought up try. It's like, yeah, I
that's
if we're gonna do it, let's do it now. Like I didn't agree with the whole we don't want to nerf mid league stuff, and I understand why they're doing it, but I'm also like, just do it.
Well, they might say that, but they've definitely they've nerfed mid league to the point where like there's someone, I'm not sure if she's still in chat, but a friend of mine was playing in 0.1, was playing a build, and they nerfed it when she was in the middle of doing her lab, and her build stopped working. It's like so
gosh.
that but that's all expected.
Was it a Jung Roam build or what? Like
it was whenever the first iterations on Cast on Freeze that just was like deleted in the middle of her. It was like between ultimatum waves, like it got nerfed.
I was watching Jung play like some kind of weird something with like caltrops spitting out and like because of some weird interaction, and like they hot fixed it like while he was live streaming it.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked, but it's like that's just like. I mean, PoE 2 is you're in an active beta. Like this is what happens.
Yeah.
Like the game is ultimately going to be voided to 1.0 into a different set of game. It's like it's all part of the vibe,
And that's something I think that's some of the issue with like the leagues too. Is like I realize that we need leagues to get content baked in and all that, but then like I think just going out and calling it like here's the new league, it just makes everyone treat it like a finished game when it's not.
Well, they treat it like a finished game.
I know.
They got mystery boxes, they got leagues, but then they're like, we can't do balance passes, and it's like
Dude, I was expecting the
cake and eat it too.
I was expecting the early. I was expecting an announcement where they were going to tell us that there's a year 2 early access supporter pack with new cosmetics.
The like annual pack thing.
Yeah. I was waiting for that announcement, dude.
The initial PoE 2 banner, I think it was at Gamescom, the big banner they had said Path of Exile 2 open. It said like open beta or free beta, and I was like, well, what? It's not. Like, what do you mean? It's a $30 game as of right now. Because I see the same thing on like Twitter when people post, my friend just bought me Path of Exile 2 for Christmas. That always like makes me a little sad. I don't know why, but I get like a little twinge of something. It's like, like you're gonna have a great time. That's all fine and well, but like, it's like, is the game gonna be free? I'm still on the team of it's not. I mean, as of right now, you can't say Path of Exile 2 is free. Like it's just not
free right now. No,
so
not currently.
I just don't know how they dig themselves out of that financial burden of the game not being.
You don't think they're going to convert like all these new players into people who buy supporter packs for the cosmetics and stuff?
Not to the level of them. Just if I guarantee if they posted that game for $30, they would make more money.
Would scoop it up.
It wouldn't. I think that wouldn't turn off
supporter packs
because most everyone's already been got. Like that's it's like the players who were gonna play or gonna have a 30 pack. Like I think those are people who already paid the $30. Anyone who played PoE 1
what you mean
is like.
I hear what Lighty's saying. I don't think they'll do it, but I get what you're saying. Like the people who will buy the game if they change the box price, like they're not going to be the people who will be like mad, right? Because they're going to be new players introduced. They're not going to be long
to Target where they're selling Fortnite for $30 and it's just V-Bucks, but it has a physical copy. And it's like they're doing it. Like it's a free game, but they're just like it's being sold for $30. I think it's going to be the same. I think we're going to get some sort of like you're going to see in store in a Best Buy Path of Exile 2 $30, and it's going to be like the First Blood supporter pack.
I'll pick that shit up so fast, dude. I'll get that.
That's what I foresee.
Honestly, dude, I think it's easy to think that, but I also think that sometimes we as gamers get like narrowed in on who plays the game, or like the only people that play the game are the guys that do it all and get to the end game and do this and that. And I think when they make it free, there's going to be this massive wave of like your console gamers, your Steam gamers that don't have the money to buy a game. They do play free games. Like that's what they do. And yeah, maybe they're not going to, spend as much money in it by themselves, but like when you have that massive wave, people talking about on their friends about it, like
there's also an intrinsic tether to free games are also the most frequently uninstalled because there's zero financial investment. So I think that someone who spends $30 on Path of Exile 2 is going to play it more than someone who
isn't PoE 1 free.
It's free.
A lot of people
but
play it.
A lot of people uninstall it, and don't. There's reason retention so shit.
I just uninstalled it last night.
That's my point.
Yeah, what's the?
You're a lost metric.
How many people have beaten the campaign?
2 months.
1%, something like that.
Oh, there's a percentage of players who've gotten to maps was like 20%. I mean, it's
really? It's a 20% on Steam? Really?
I can't remember the exact number, but it was something like a more substantial. It's increased over time, but it's just like, yeah.
Oh, I'm pulling it up. I'm gonna see if Steam lets me see it.
There should be one. It was also one like beating Brutus was not 100%, or beating Hillock. Hillock wasn't 100%.
No way, dude. What?
Hey, man, that guy's tough, man. Chill.
Brutus got buffed. Hillock did not get buffed, really.
Yeah.
Brutus
that was still such a fun patch when Brutus changed positions.
Broke out of the prison.
Yeah, that was so sick. Like, I wish they did more stuff like that.
To be fair, if you want to know why they stopped revitalizing the acts after Act 2 is because Path of Exile 2 came out. It was supposed to happen.
Crazy.
It's already dead.
That was part of their act. The 4.0 of PoE 2 was PoE 1 was supposed to be PoE 2's melee update, and then it was supposed to be revitalizations of acts 3 through 10, and that we're just never going to see it. So
they're getting revitalized. It's not in PoE 1.
True.
My Eyes Watch looks so good, guys.
It does. Then you get to Act 3 and you're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. I don't even know how to view Steam achievements. I'm such a freaking noob, guys.
You go to the page, the store page.
Oh, Steam achievements. There. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Wait. Steam achievements for Path of Exile. Let's see. We're doing it live. You guys nabbed me. Look at you guys.
So Caterpie just posted in chat, opening a map and stepping into the portal is 15.6%.
What? That's way higher than I thought it would be.
You could kind of assume that that's the similar thing as, beat the acts, I guess.
11%. Oh, no, wait. That's Azara's treasure keys. Never mind.
Doing lab's pretty fundamental.
Yeah.
Dang. The 1% is for the quest pinnacles. So what? Exarch and Eater. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Which is, that's my day one. Just like that's
all right.
That's
nice
easy.
Flex.
Easy. Yeah.
Nice.
So Eternal reached 90 as a hardcore character to sign. I'm waiting for some PoE 2 achievements. Actually, what I really want is PoE 2 challenge leagues.
Me too, because I am a challenge dude. Yeah,
challenges are great. It's a great framework for just like progressing through the game.
Yes,
I never put in enough hours in PoE 1 to get it, and now I play PoE 2 7 days a week, and they don't have it. I'm like, I'm just sad about it. Dude, I'm like, I would have them all.
I got 36, 40 in keepers in like 40 hours or something. The challenges were so easy this league. It was crazy.
Yep. Dude, I can't play PoE 1 anymore. I literally log in, I do my MTXs for my battle pass. I finished my last map, uninstalled 38 seconds later.
I wanted to bring this up earlier when you guys were talking about like idle games and everything. Like PoE 1 was that it was when I returned to it, I didn't like make any content on it. I didn't stream it. I literally just sat here in my room, played it late at night, just like brain off. It felt like nostalgic. I played slams for the first time and like, I started in Blight.
Yeah.
Dude, they're so good. Yeah. I can't believe I've never played them before.
It
was really fun.
Tactile feel. Yeah. Melee.
Yeah. Yeah, melee. Yeah, ground slam of earth shattering melee.
Oh yeah, full screen melee, baby.
Literally,
that's as melee than the monk bullshit in PoE 2. Bouncing off of bells.
The bells are only on bosses.
Monks felt good.
They do. I don't know.
I thought quarterstaff was a lot of fun. Dude. I mean, I even played it this league, and it still felt good even after the nerfs and everything. It's unique. It's like fluid. It's just fun to play.
Melee is a very loose term in Path of Exile's history.
Yeah.
Pretty loose. Loosey-goosey.
Pretty loose.
Loose.
All right, we should probably let Try go so he doesn't die here.
Okay. Right. We can end now.
Thank you, guys. That was super fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite, lady.
Of course.
Yes.
I don't know what this was, but this was good.
It's a yap fest.
Yes.
I just wrote the word 3 dudes on screen.
3 dudes.
All right, we'll get some rest. Get some rest.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good night.
Have a good night, Try.
Have a good league launch. Bye, guys.
Oh yeah. Bye.